That's low. That is a low point for everybody involved. Another game that happened last night, Kings at Pelicans. Sabonis led this one, 111-109. He had 32, 21 rebounds. It was his first 30-20 game of the season. DeMar DeRozan had 29 points, 16 in the third. De'Aaron Fox finished with 18 and 8. Sabonis, one of 6 players averaging at least 20 points and 10 rebounds this season. The other 5, Giannis, Jokic, AD, Cat, and Wemby. But yet, we never speak of Sabonis. What does he need to do?
Win.
Okay.
He's got to win. They're 13 and 13. They're 12th in the conference. So again, he's a great player. Look at all 3 of their numbers. Look at De'Aaron Fox is averaging 26, 6, and 5. Sabonis is averaging 21, 13, and 6. And DeMar DeRozan, low-key, is averaging 23, 4, and 4. So all 3 of these guys, they're efficient offensively. They don't defend great, and they're not winning games. So when this conference is this deep, as it is this year in the Western Conference, you have to separate yourself. This is why Sabonis will get, skirted on an All-Star game, because you're the 12th seed at the end of the day.
Wemby's team is 500.
And Wemby's not going to make the All-Star team either this year. So when you want the accolades, winning kind of cures and helps everything. And I think when you're the Sacramento Kings, you're already in that market. You're already kind of slept on for years. You kind of turned the corner. You made the playoffs. They had some buzz going, but they're just kind of still, no matter what move they make, they can't kind of make that leap into like an actual threat. So Sabonis is great. He's going to go down as probably one of the most underrated players just because the franchise, the team he's been on his whole career. The production is undeniable. He's always going to go get you a double-double, and those numbers, the names you just said are
yeah, it's a crazy list.
Insane. It's just they have to win. They have to get anyone's respect more than they have it now.
I wonder if he'll ever play somewhere else, Lou. What do you think? Is it just simply the team itself is not? We're just not going to talk about them until they're winning.
Yeah, they just gotta guard. They gotta figure out a way to stop teams. Obviously, they're putting a bunch of points on the board, but they're not stopping anybody. And at 13 and 13, even though they're 12th in the league, before last week, 13-13 probably would have been kind of solid with how the Western Conference was going. But a lot of these teams have stepped it up, and they've left Sacramento behind. So like the Miami Heat of the world and some of these other teams who have put runs together. For Sacramento to be taken serious, they got to put a 5 or 6 game winning streak together as well to be respected.
And it's not flashy, but neither is Jokic. People always say he produces, he wins. Sengun, they're winning. People are talking about him. He's probably going to make an All-Star team. So like when you put yourself in that top 4 contending team in your conference, that's I think when you start getting the flowers you actually deserve, because a lot of guys can put up really good numbers on bad teams, and their team shouldn't be this bad either. I feel like when you add a guy like DeMar, I feel like you kind of take that next step. So when you see now 25 games into it, they haven't. It's like, okay, what else can we do? Like,
Hold up. Isn't Gilbert Arenas the one that said put up big numbers on bad teams, and we got mad at that?
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that do that.
I know, but we got mad when he said it about Jokic.
Well, I don't think the Nuggets are a bad team. I think that like the Nuggets I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets came out of the West this year. I'd be very surprised if the Kings did.
All right, and on that, by the way, because they did finish last year 46 and 36, and it was a completely different vibe. I know there's a lot of season left. They are sitting at the 13 and 13, but we got an anonymous executive quote.
Oh, God.
Woohoo! We gotta love them.
Say it with your chest.
Because of all that, there is an anonymous executive out there somewhere that said that DeMar DeRozan's game does not translate to winning basketball. Lou, that's your guy. What say you?
Listen, I'm not trying to get upset on this Good Friday morning. I'm really not. Listen, if you're not going to say it with your chest, if you're not going to put your name, image, and likeness on these type of comments, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because that same exec will probably be one of the guys that's in a sweepstakes to get DeMar DeRozan in a trade if he became available. So I don't want to hear it. If you're not gonna put an address on it, you're not gonna put a stamp on it, and it's not gonna get to my front door, I ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, we're not going to put our name on a response if you're chicken shit to say who it is. So DeMar DeRozan,
because as the player, that's like the girliest thing that you can do. Yeah. Is an anonymous guy said this about a player. Like we don't respect it. We don't want to hear it.
Did you say the girliest thing you can do?
It is girly.
What in the world? Yeah, I would put my name on it.
That was the most PG word I could think of. How I feel about it.
Okay, I got you. Shams, our friend, good buddy, recently reported that Brandon Ingram sought a